two young men are winners.
Kansas City wins it.
Let's give Kansas City what they've been waiting for. Full 40 minutes. We need everybody locked in. Leave it all on the line. This is what it's about.
There goes the steal by Kenny. It is blocked by Mukeba. Andrews from outside the three.
Time to make a city proud.
We are here officially at the Allen Fieldhouse, the Phog. It's going to be a fun matchup as the Kansas City Roos are going to face off this Tuesday night against the number 2 ranked Kansas Jayhawks. Thank you for listening to RooTV's call of this D1 basketball game. I'm Cristian Martinez. With me is Jackson Ogden. Jackson, we've been waiting for this moment a long time to come here, call this game. How you feeling?
It's a big matchup. Kansas is number 2 in the country. They just picked up a crucial win over UConn, the reigning national champion. They're feeling great about the way they're playing right now, and why shouldn't they? Hunter Dickinson has come in here, the transfer from Michigan, and been one of the best players in college basketball. This is one of the toughest places to play in college basketball. It's going to be a real challenge for Kansas City tonight, but that's what Coach Marvin Menzies likes.
All right, for the starters for Kansas City, it's going to be Jamar Brown, Anderson Kopp, Christian Corsalt, Alan Mukeba Jr., and Cameron Foss. Meanwhile, for Kansas, it's going to be Hunter Dickinson, Juwan Harris Jr., Elmarco Jackson, Kevin McCullough, and KJ Adams as tip-off is underway. And Kansas City will start with the ball. Corsalt has it for Kansas City.
It's imperative that Kansas City gets off to a quick start tonight. Christian, take this crowd out of it as much as you can. It's one of the craziest venues in college basketball.
Mukeba gives it to Kopp. Kopp shoots, puts it up. Good! First points are going to go to Kansas City. That's a mid-range jumper for Kansas City. And now we're going to see a foul. Looks like down goes Kopp. Got kneed right in the left leg. He's down.
Kopp's a guy who last year lost a lot of time due to injury, only played 4 games, so every time you see him go down, you get a little worried, but he's able to walk that off. Looks like it's a stinger. He'll stay on the floor, rather, in the Kansas inbound.
And it's going to stay with Kansas as they're going to give it out to DeJuan. DeJuan is going to give it outside to Elmarco Jackson. Jackson trying to give it inside of Dickinson, out of bounds. Going to stay with Kansas City. And you see Anderson Kopp. One of the things about him that we love is his veteran leadership. He has shown that consistently, and he's showing that on the court today, Jackson.
Yeah, Kopp is one of the leaders of this team. If they're going to win tonight, they get him out of here, he's going to have a big night.
And puts it up. Good. First points for Kansas are going to go right to Kevin McCullough Jr. on inside the paint, showing off his physicality, one of the best players in the nation when it comes to just being a dog, as now Kansas City has the ball. It's going to be Kopp. Trying to take a screen, doesn't. Gets it right outside of Mukeba. Mukeba looking to go inside against Dickinson. Passes it outside, tipped.
Stays with the Roos. And that's going to be a matchup we have to watch for. Hunter Dickinson, one of the best big men in the country,
versus Alan Mukeba Jr.
Alan Mukeba down low.
Kansas City's going to take the ball. This is going to be Jamar Brown. Taking it from court side. Gives it right out to Foss. Foss to Corsalt. Corsalt to Kopp. The center outside. Just gives it to Brown. Brown on the perimeter. 1 second left. Then you shoot this ball.
He didn't realize the shot clock.
And we're going to lose possession of that ball, and it's going to go away of Kansas. DeJuan has the ball here for Kansas. Gives it right to McCullough. McCullough to DeJuan. Dewan, one of the best players when it comes to assists here in the NCAA, averages over 7 assists per game. He's going to give it right inside to Dickinson. Dickinson, one-on-one against Mukeba. Dickinson shoots. No good. Rebound by Kansas City.
And that's really impressive defense there from Mukeba, stopping him down low there. Hunter Dickinson gets to the paint and gets to the basket at will against most defenders. Mukeba there wasn't afraid.
Foss gives it to Kopp. Kopp sending it inside to Mukeba. Mukeba looking. He's trying to push it inside against Dickinson. Lays it up. Oh, gets travel. Yep, travel called on Alan Mukeba inside the paint. It's going to go away Kansas. Still a tie game, 2-2, 18:05 left as Kansas will take it out. This is Dewan.
Kansas City so far just sticking with man, switching on screens, but overall just sticking to man, no zone.
Dewan outside to McCullough. McCullough with the three. Good. A nice shot there by Kevin McCullough. And Kansas City was going to respond quickly, coming down the court fast. They're trying to take advantage of Kansas. Getting too slow there, but nonetheless, they're going to pass it inside to Mukeba. Mukeba one-on-one with Dickinson. Trying to push inside to Dickinson. Trying to send it out.
Got to get it out here.
Gives it to Foss. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Foss going inside to Mukeba. Mukeba looking to push inside. Puts it up. No good. Bounces around the rim. It's going to go away with Kansas. They're going to give it to Adams. Adams outside. And they're going to say it's going to go away. Kansas City might be a travel there. Number 13, El Marco Jackson. Foss will take it out here court side. He's going to give it right out to Corsalt.
Interesting defense there from Kansas, pressuring in the backcourt. Kansas City able to get the ball in before a 5-second violation, though.
Corsalt gives it to Kopp. Kopp gives it to Mukeba. Mukeba playing the role of inside the paint as he's trying to get something going. Shoots it. No good. He's trying to
tough start to the night for Mukeba on the offensive end. Has a travel and now 0 for 2 from the field.
Dickinson puts it up. Good.
And there's just not much you're going to do about that if you're Kansas City. He's just one of the biggest players in college basketball. Not only is he tall, but he's thick. He's got the ability to go up and muscle his way to the basket.
Thick with 2 C's, that's right. As Kopp has the ball now for Kansas City. Gets a screen. Trying to shake off this defender. Just gives it to Mukeba. Mukeba shoots. No good. 0 of 3 for Alan Mukeba.
And if you're Menzies, you might think about taking Mukeba off the floor right now. He's just a liability on the offensive end.
McCullough tries to put it up. No good. Rebound by Kansas City. Corsalt.
Just put somebody else in because these are open looks for Mukeba. Unfortunately, right now, not able to connect.
Gives it to Foss, who gives it right to Brown. Gives it to Kopp. Kopp to Corsalt. Corsalt looking to go inside. Lays it up. Good.
Nice drive from Corsalt, getting down to the paint. And that's what Kansas City's got to do if they want to win this game. This is a physical team that Marvin Menzies has assembled. They have to get downhill.
And Dickinson with the three. No good. Rebound there by Jamar Brown. And now Corsalt has the ball here for Kansas City. Gives it to Foss. Foss loses control. They give it right to Kansas. Kansas looking to drive down the court. Gives it to McCullough. Good. Great defense there by Kansas as they get that steal. Now it's 9-4, 15:27 left. Kansas City down by 5. Kopp gets the screen. Looking to shake off this defender. Gives it right out to Brown. Brown shoots the three. No good. Kansas City struggling here from the three-point line.
That's a place where Jamar Brown has really done a good job this season. They're going to need him to hit those tonight. Those are good quality looks.
As McCullough with the three. Good. Gets a screen there from Dickinson. And an easy shot there for Kevin McCullough.
If I'm Coach Menzies, I'm considering taking a timeout here. 12-4. You don't want to let this thing get out of hand early. Kansas City just not able to get anything going offensively. They're getting good looks, but not good shots. Speaking of, here's a
Brown, no good again. But rebound by Kansas as Mukeba gets dropped there, puts it up. Oh, man. What a slam there by Hunter Dickinson.
14-4. Kansas leads by 10 here early. Kansas City desperately needing to respond on the offensive side. They've gotten quality looks. Here's another one. Cut to the basket. Layup is good.
Jamar Brown there with the drive. to cut this lead down to 8. 14:08 left in the first. As Dickinson has the ball here for Kansas. Pass it inside to Kevin McCullough and fouled. And now we're going to see a timeout.
First media timeout. Kansas leads Kansas City 14-6. We will be right back.
Come here, I want to show you something. When you were playing that record, what were you thinking?
Guns and money.
You're dealing with the largest pool of illegal money in the world.
I hired them to do the sort of work we do not soil our hands with.
And further details of this continuing story.
And we are right back from the break. Seemed like we had some audio issues. Hopefully whatever I did just now works, but if not, just let me know in the chat, guys. Thank you for all the 7 people who are listening to this game as Kansas up 14-6 to Kansas City. Kansas City off to a slow start here offensively. It looks like Makeba is off the court, and now we're going to see Jeff Ngandu take his place. And at the line is going to be Kevin McCullough.
I like the switch to Ngandu. He's another guy that I think matches up at least somewhat decently with Hunter Dickinson, right? You're not going to find a guy that can completely shut him down, but Ngandu's one of those bigger guys coming over from Congo that just has the length. He was one of the top guys in the Summit League last year in blocks throughout. Just a force on the board. So I like the move by Menzies to put him in as Kansas is doing a little bit of a full court press. Kansas City breaks out of it without a problem.
Of course, gives the ball right to Foss. Foss shoots. No good once again. Rebound by Kansas. And now they're going to go down the court quickly. This is Dewan. Again, one of the best pure passers in the NCAA. Has shown a great ability to find his teammates all over the court. Now he has the ball, looking to go inside, pushes it outside, shoots, no good.
That's a fantastic box out by Melvin down there in the paint as he runs the other end of the floor and slams it.
Sends it down is Jeff Ngandu. Down by 8 now, Kansas City is now Dewan. Gives it outside to Omarco. Omarco to Dickinson. Dickinson. Still looking.
Misses on the reverse layup. Pass out.
Pass out to Dickinson again.
Misses
the rim, but rebound by Kansas. Lays it up. No, good now. Looks like a tip there by Kevin McCullough.
And you can't give Kansas that many opportunities. Just, what was that, 3 or 4 different shots, Cristian? I mean, you got to be able to rebound the basketball. It's something Menzies teams are good at. Here's a deep three from Kopp. Rims out.
Rims out, no good. We're going to see Johnny Furphy come out on the court here for Kansas. As Kansas, whoa! Kevin McCullough jumping up.
And just not nearly a good enough job by Kansas City getting back on defense. It's not even transition that they had to get back on. They just didn't get back. Only one man back here's a turnover.
Ooh, turnover by Brown. And now Kansas trying to take it. Gives it to DeJuan. DeJuan loses control. Going to go to the way of Kansas City now.
And that time, great transition defense by Kansas City. Anderson Kopp stopped the fast break and got the steal.
As Brown shoots, no good again. Kansas City struggling mightily from the three-point line as yet another miss here for the Roos. As now Kansas has it. McCullough gives it inside to Dickinson. Dickinson, one-on-one to Ngandu. Puts it up. No good. Great defense there by Jeff.
Kansas City's done a decent job on Hunter Dickinson tonight. Whether it be Mukeba or Ngandu, they've been able to put a body on him and at least make life difficult on him down low.
Brown gives it to Corsalt. Corsalt, 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Gets a screen from Ngandu. Corsalt looking, gives it outside to Brown. Brown trying to go inside, lays it up. No good. Rebound there by Dickinson.
Kansas City's got to get back here. They've given up too many points this way.
DeJuan lays it up, finds an open lane and speeds through.
And timeout by Kansas City. Kansas City's just not getting back defensively. I know it's got to be driving Marvin Menzies crazy. Is that Kansas isn't doing anything special. They're just running down the floor, and there's a guy open every single time. Kansas City's not getting back on defense like you have to if you want to be the team as good as Kansas.
Kansas 22, Kansas City 8 with 11:15 left in the first. We'll be right back after the short break. We are back from the break.
Yeah, 22-8 lead right now for Kansas. Cristian, what do you think Kansas City, I mean, outside of the defensive effort where they're just not getting back in transition, what else do you think they need to do try and climb back in this one.
I think Kansas City needs to focus less on the perimeter and work on the inside. They really need to get those shots going, because if you keep trying to force yourself to shoot from the three-point line, that's what happens. You keep missing shots, and then you lose focus.
Kansas City was one of the worst three-point shooting teams a year ago. That was a point of emphasis Marvin Menzies had this offseason in his recruiting.
As we see Stapleton in now here for Kansas City. Shoots it up. No good again.
And these are good looks Kansas City's getting. These are looks that they need to knock down. They're not highly contested, just missing, and you wonder how much of that is just them being in a really tough road environment that they're not used to this sort of atmosphere.
And they're going to get it outside number 25. Woof. That's Nicholas Timberlake with the three. Just exposed the Roos defense. And a response by Kansas City. That's Cameron Foss. The first three falls for KC.
That's a big one. This thing looks like it's getting out of hand. Cameron Foss goes down the other end, hits a big-time three-point shot.
And now Kansas City defending well, but another layup there by Parker Brown.
And Marvin Coach Menzies on the court is losing it. Just miscommunication defensively has led to easy baskets here for Kansas.
Babacar Diallo has the ball for Kansas City. Coming in here for Kopp.
And Diallo, as he drives to the paint here, thinks better of it, passes out. Jamar
Brown.
Brown,
three. Oh, no good. Rebound there.
I was going to say, Diallo has really improved on the offensive end. He was really good defensively last year, but this year, his shooting and his ability to get to the rim has really seen improvement.
And it's now McCullough has the ball here for Kansas. Trying to shake and bake, shoots. Good. Puts Jamar Brown in a blender.
And that's what Kansas does, man. I mean, Kansas City is missing wide open shots. They're missing open looks. Kansas is hitting contested ones. It's the difference between the two programs. I mean, Kansas is the top of the Big 12 consistently, and they're one of the most respected programs in college basketball. Marvin Menzies is trying to get Kansas City to a point somewhere near that, at least in the Summit League.
As Stapleton has the ball, goes it inside, looking to push it in, lays it up, no good.
And so far, I think Kansas City needs to be more aggressive. They have not gotten any free throws so far. They have not gone to the charity stripe.
And a turnover there by McCullough as Brown is driving down the court, lays it up, no good. Rebound by Kansas City.
Looks like they might call a jump here. Yeah, they will call jump ball possession. Oh, no, excuse me. Pardon me. It is a foul on Kansas. We're going to see Kopp, Idiaru come into the game, along with
number 20 for Kansas City. That's Melvin Mbokali. A lot of changes here for both teams, as Kopp is going to give it right out to number 2. That's Diallo, who's looking. Gets a screen. Trying to go inside, trying to push it in. Throws it outside to Idiaru. Idiaru to Stapleton. Stapleton right out to Mbokali. Mbokali looking to push inside, lays it up. No good. Kansas City unable to put up any shots against this Kansas team. And a turnover here by Kansas again. Oh my goodness, back-to-back turnovers by both teams.
Mistakes. Kansas gives you a turnover and you give it right back.
And a shot up, no good. That was Nicholas Timberlake trying to get a shot up there as Kopp has the ball here for Kansas City. Double team, sends it right outside. Gives it to Kopp. Kopp for three. No good again.
And these are great looks for Kansas City. They are going to be so frustrated on the film review when they go back because these are the looks that they want. They're just not able to get them to fall.
Dewan gives it outside to Jamar McDowell. Looking to push inside. That's Brown. Brown against Idiaru. Lays it up. Good. Showing a little bit of that Wilt Chamberlain inside the paint.
And this is just killer if you're the Roos because these are the minutes you need to take advantage of when Hunter Dickinson's not on the court. Instead, they've just been getting absolutely handled by Kansas. As it looks like we're going to head to our second media timeout here with 7:21. It'll be Kansas City basketball after the break. 31-11, Kansas leads here.
We are right back. We have returned, I should say, from the break. Jackson, I think this is the biggest crowd we've called a game.
This is a ginormous crowd, and I do think there's something to be said about that when you talk about the Roos performance so far, because they're used to playing in front of crowds in the Summit League that range from about 2,000 to 10,000. This is the mecca of college basketball here, and yes, while it might not be a rivalry game or anything like that, it is loud in here. The fans are into it.
As Phog shoots. Oh, Phog taking it from 3. And now Kansas has the ball here. That's McDowell. McDowell doing it to Furphy. Furphy to Brown. Brown to McDowell. Dowell with the 3. No good. Rebound there by Kansas
And
City.
now here's an opportunity, Cristian. You make a 3, you force a stop. Can you build something off of it?
Phog with the hot hand. He just gives it to R.T. Stapleton. And now we're going to see McCullough and Dickinson get ready here for Kansas.
Kansas City desperately needs points here on this position. Tyler Andrews into the game, notably, for Kansas City.
Stapleton has the ball, needs to give it out to Andrews. Andrews, 3 seconds left. Needs to shoot. Shoots. Oh, no good. Oh, but rebound by Kansas City. And it's a put up there.
I wasn't sure, Cristian, that hit the rim, but it must have just grazed it, leading to a Kansas City offensive rebound and putback. And that's 5 straight out of the timeout for Kansas City.
McDowell has the ball here, throws it outside, loses possession, gets it right back, gives it to Furphy. Furphy to Brown. And now DeJuan's going to shoot. Good.
Tough for Kansas City because they played that well. They forced Kansas into a tough look, but DeJuan Harris, one of the better point guards in the country, able to knock it down.
And now Stapleton has the ball here for Kansas City. Gives it to Andrews. Andrews to Cobb. Passing it around the perimeter like hot potato. And Stapleton shoots. Good. Great mid-range jumper there from Stapleton.
And Cristian, notably, Kansas City 3 of 3 from the field after that timeout. This has been exactly what Coach Menzies was been waiting for. They need some stops on the defensive end, though, if they want to get back in it.
DeJuan gets it, looking to push it inside, passes it out. Furphy with the 3. No good. Rebound by Kansas. And a foul called here on Kansas City. Looks like Parker Brown was trying to go up there.
Yeah, Parker Brown. It's always Brown, you know, those names always get mixed up. But, you know, he went to Mizzou his freshman year, played a little bit there under Coach Juanzo Martin, transferred last year transferred 2 years ago, I should say, out of Mizzou, went to a smaller school and now finds himself here at Kansas where his first free throw's good. A lot of people know his older brother, Cristian Brown, won a national championship here a couple years back.
And now we're going to see Jamar Brown, Mukeba, and Corsalt here as we're going to get the original starting 5 back here for Kansas City. Meanwhile, you got Brown going to take some shots here with McCullough, McDowell.
Missed the second.
Yep, and KJ Adams on the court here.
Opportunity for Kansas City right now on a 7-4 run.
Corsalt has the ball here for Kansas City. Looking to shake off from McDowell. Looking to put it inside. Gives it to Jamar. Good.
4 of 4 from the field since the timeout. The Roos all of a sudden can't miss.
McDowell getting it right outside of Brown. Brown to McCullough. McCullough gives it outside of Brown. Brown lays it up. No good.
Oh, wow. Point blank miss at the rim. And Kansas City's got an opportunity now to do something. They have shown some life outside of that timeout at about the 7.5 minute mark.
Corsalt gives it to, Corsalt was looking, trying to give it to Brown, but doesn't. 12 seconds left on the shot clock, gives it to Brown. Brown, ooh, gets the ball stripped away from him, but gets it back. Gives it to Phog. Phog for 3. Good. Great
time out, Kansas. The Roos go 5 of 5 from the field out of the timeout, and don't look now, but Kansas City slowly but surely climbing their way back into this one.
They're climbing back up, Jackson.
I mean, this thing looked like it was headed for a tough night for Kansas City, and then out of nowhere, the good looks Kansas City couldn't hit, all of a sudden they can't miss.
which is just what Kansas City needed, Jackson. Again, they were getting good looks against this KU team, but the question is, could they hit on their shots? And now they're hitting. And now it's 35-22, 4:17 left in the first half. Kansas City with an opportunity to slowly but surely shrink this deficit. Let's see what Coach Menzies cooks up here, as we'll be right back after this short break. Thanks for listening. Welcome back. We see Hunter Dickinson on the court here for KU. As it's 35-22. The Roos slowly inching back. Let's see if they can carry this momentum, Jackson.
This has been exactly what they needed with Hunter Dickinson off the floor. Now let's see if that can translate to what they can do with Hunter Dickinson on the floor.
DeJuan has the ball here for Kansas. Gives it to McCullough. McCullough inside. Loses control. Is going to stay with Kansas as Kopp and Mukeba tag teaming him like the Hardy Boys.
Absolutely. 20 on the shot clock for Kansas.
DeJuan gives it right to McCullough. McCullough to Dickinson. Dickinson puts it up.
If they're making it way too easy on Hunter Dickinson, he's getting point-blank shots at the rim. Kansas City at some point is going to have to think about doubling.
Corsall has the ball here for Kansas City. Looking to lay it up. No
That was
good.
a foul. That was an absolute foul.
Rebound by Kopp. Kopp looking, gives it inside, loses control, gets to the open three. No good.
Kopp can't believe it that he missed that one, and it's just been uncharacteristically off for Kopp this year from the three-point line. Normally one of the better
Loses
shooters.
control.
As a foul is called a blocking foul on the Roos. But yeah, I mean, Kopp has had multiple great looks from three, unable to get any of them to fall.
As Kansas will keep the ball. It's going to be McCullough from court side. Going to be covered here by Jamar Brown. This right out to DeJuan. Gets a screen from Dickinson, which is, what are they going to call this?
Off-ball foul on Kansas City.
Now the fouls are starting to pile up.
It'll be on Mukeba.
Mukeba is just having not a great game here for KC. They had to substitute him early on to get Ngannou in here for defense.
And I think at this point, obviously Ngannou needs some rest, but I think you got to consider playing Ngannou the last 3 minutes of this half, as Kansas with an uncharacteristic turnover, the ball will go Kansas City's way.
And now Foss, who I have to say has been really proving his worth here for KC. An excellent shooter. Has done.
It's those Arizona boys, Christian. Foss and Brown coming in from Arizona, the transfer portal.
And Kopp again. There you go. A three there from Anderson Kopp.
Kopp is going to let it pop downtown.
Yes, sir. As now Anderson finally hits the first shot that he needed. Let's see if he warms up here. Kansas, it's on McCullough. McCullough outside, 3, no good. And it's going to go
Loose ball foul on the Jayhawks. This goes Kansas City's way.
37-25. It's going to go to Kansas City now.
And Cristian, there is an opportunity in the next 2:45. Kansas City can put this to a single-digit deficit going into the break. That seemed impossible at 31-11.
Corsall has the ball here for Kansas City. Looking to go inside, lays it up. Oh, rebound by Kansas City. That's Mukeba. Passes it out to Foss. Ooh, steal. What an interception there by DeJuan
Harris.
Looking like a keep to lead out there.
And he's wide open for 3. Good. Devastating for Kansas City. A devastating turn of events for the Roos. It looked like they had an easy 2. Turns out the other side, turnover. DeJuan Harris bangs home a 3.
Mukeba gives it to Corsall. Corsall for 3. Good! Whoa, Corsall.
And how about that? Cristian Corsall with the answer. And it looked like the Roos couldn't hit anything in the first 10 minutes. Now they can't miss anything.
Down by 12 as looks like Kansas is going to be McCullough. McCullough puts it up, gets fouled.
Foul on the way up.
40-28. Kansas City down by 12. Who would have thought that we'd be down by 12 here so early? Again, the Roos are warming up. And we'll see if they can get some more shots here going. Again, getting some excellent looks here with less than a minute left. 1:51, 40-28. McCullough's going to take 2 shots here.
And the Roos have done such a great job as the first free throw is up by McCullough and good. The Roos have done such a great job of inching their way back in this thing. They have to do everything possible in this next minute 51 to make sure it doesn't get back out of hand. Make sure you're not giving up the transition layups. Make sure you're not giving up open threes like you have been. Got to do whatever you can to get into this locker room and give yourself a chance in the second half.
Diallo and Ngannou are going to come onto the court as looks like Jamar Brown and Mukeba are going to head straight to the bench. As Kansas City has the ball, Corsall trying to get it to Foss, and a foul called on Kansas. It'll be on number 24, that's KJ Adams Jr.
First personal on KJ, just that second team foul for Kansas of the entire first half.
A very disciplined team, as Bill Self, one of the best coaches in the nation, really showing how, and a turnover here by Kansas City.
And a smart foul by Kansas City because that looks like it could have been an automatic 2 in transition, but that will send Kansas to the free throw line. Just a careless turnover on the inbound from the Roos. Just exactly what can't happen if you're Kansas City.
And now we're going to see some shots here for Kansas as KJ Adams, another huge get here for Kansas, as Bill Self is trying to continue that great program here in KU. Has really brought in some excellent players over the year, from Joel Embiid to
Oh my, I mean, you talk about
Christian
You go
Brown.
all the way back to when it started with Will Chamberlain. I mean, this is historically one of the top 5, top 3 schools in college basketball history.
Corsall has the ball here for Kansas City. He's running, trying to go inside, passes it in, gets to Ngannou. Ngannou getting teamed, gives it to Corsall. Corsall trying to shake off his defender. Getting one-on-one against McCullough, one of the best defenders in the nation. Gets a screen here, step backs, looking, trying to go inside.
Jump ball.
Jump ball, and it's going to go right to Kansas. As now Kansas has an opportunity to really reel this in and get this back to where they were at.
Yeah, and, you know, Kansas City got it down to 12. It looks like Kansas City might get their way within single digits to half, but now Kansas getting back to what they do best.
KJ Adams looking, throws it outside of Brown. Brown for 3, that's Timberland. Never mind, and a missed shot there.
Roos are pushing the other way. Corsall wants to force the issue. Goes up, and the basket.
And one there for Cristian Corsall, as he's going to get a chance to make this a 3-point play.
And that was a huge moment for the Roos. They avoid giving up the wide open 3 and then turn it into a potential 3-point play on the other side.
This is going to be Kansas City's first shot here at the line, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong.
It is.
As no good.
Unreal that it took until the final minute of the first half for Kansas City to make its way to the charity stripe, but that's just the way it is.
Now DeJuan's going to slow it down here for Kansas, not trying to give Kansas City the ball at all. He's right outside to McCullough. McCullough gives it to DeJuan. DeJuan to Timberlake. Timberlake 2. No, it takes a shot. No good.
Oh,
wow.
That should be a
play.
technical. That should be a technical. That should be a technical foul on Hunter Dickinson. He should be out of the game. He just shoved him out to the ground. Hunter Dickinson should be out of this game.
Is he going to get teed up?
At the very least, that's a technical.
As he just shoved a Kansas City player. Just straight up pushed him. Looked like a bouncer at a bar.
That is, he will be lucky if that's only a technical foul. I could honestly see them throwing him out of the game for that. That was completely unnecessary. Extended both arms, shoved. I couldn't tell who it was from up here to the ground. Just completely unnecessary, letting his frustrations get the best of him.
As the refs are going to see this, if this is a tech,
it has to be a tech. There's no way this can't be a tech. The question is it a flagrant 1 or flagrant 2? If it's flagrant 2, he's out. Flagrant 1, he can stay in the game.
Let's see if this is an actual flagrant 2. By the way, I'm just looking back here, and I see a lot of UMKC kids here, which is great, because we're getting the support at least.
We got them yelling up here in our corner, and that's exactly what we like to hear.
Yeah, a little Roos section here. Again, it's going to be interesting to see what the refs call. If it's a flagrant 2, Dickinson's gone, which is a huge blow for Kansas.
At the minimum, it has to be a flagrant 1. It is 100%. It meets the criteria for a flagrant foul. It's not a basketball play. He extends both arms, isn't even going for the rebound, and there's just no place in the game for that. Hunter Dickinson, your team's up 14 points. You're playing a Summit League team. You are Kansas University. You have to you cannot let your emotions get the best of you like that in this situation.
And then the thing is, like, why be frustrated when you're up by 14? I mean, I know Kansas City is like Baylor, but still, you have there's no excuse for that kind of behavior on the court. But
I mean, Kansas City is a very physical team in the paint, and maybe that's what frustrates Hunter Dickinson there, is that he feels like he's getting grabbed. He feels like Kansas City's having some unnecessary contact, but you're never going to get away with shoving a guy to the ground.
They're going to head to the Kansas bench.
Let's see what they call here. Flagrant 1 or flagrant 2. Personally, I don't care which way they do it. I think that it probably could be called a flagrant 2, but for sure flagrant 1.
Looks like the refs are going to talk to Bill Self, see what they have to say. If only I wish I was a fly in that section.
Yeah.
Just to hear what he's got to say to Coach Bill.
Yeah, Bill's not going to be happy at half with Hunter for that act. Even if Hunter's had a great opening half for overall, but Bill's only going to remember that. Bill is going to say, you can't put our team in that sort of position to where you could get ejected.
A very interesting game here, 44-30, as the Roos are trying to reel it in here. 37.6 seconds left as we're still in a foul. Oh, and it looks like we're going to see Kansas City take some shots, I believe.
Oh, 100%. I mean, with a flagrant foul, you get free throws. But the question is it flagrant 1 or flagrant 2? Sound like a broken record, but we are waiting on the officials to finally come to terms with an agreement.
This is a huge turning point here.
Oh, it is. If it's a flagrant 2, Kansas City's odds in this game go through the roof. I mean, not having Hunter Dickinson on the floor is like the Chiefs not having Patrick Mahomes. I mean, you are missing.
Oh, and Dickinson heading to the bench. Is he heading to... Hold on.
Looks like he's on the bench, so he's not... Doesn't appear as he...
What do they call?
Flagrant foul, but that is the third foul on Hunter Dickinson.
So now Kansas City with a chance to, again, shorten this lead as Dickinson gets a flagrant with a push. It was on.
And not only will Kansas City get to shoot free throw, but they will keep the basketball. That is a huge turn with 37.6 to go in the opening half. Now, even though Hunter Dickinson didn't get tossed out of this game,
we'll see less of him now.
He's got 3. I mean, that's huge in the first half. And Gandhi will head to the line, take free throws.
First shot, no good.
I'm telling you, they've never shot free throws in an environment like this in their entire life. When they're looking behind that backboard and that rim, that student section, that crowd, they've never seen anything like it.
And Ngannou, a big piece here for the Roos as the second shot is no good. As we're going to see Kansas City take this ball out, I believe.
Yeah, Kansas City's going to keep possession, but just brutal. Kansas City has been very, very poor from the free throw line this season as a team. And, you know, Ngannou's not a great free throw shooter as it is. He's a center, but oof. I mean, that is a tough
we're going to see
sequence for Kansas City.
Brown's going to come out here for Kansas City, as McDowell's going to come in as well for Dickinson, as they're going to take it out a full court press here for Kansas, as Kansas City has it. It's going to be Corsalt. Corsalt got to be careful here. Gives it to Brown. Brown, another player who can warm up for Kansas City. As looks like Mukebo's going to push it inside, and a foul called on Kansas.
Crowd growing a little restless with that call, but they're going to get Kansas for a blocking foul.
Because now we'll see Ngannou and Diallo come in.
Kansas City only had 3 opportunities at the free throw line tonight, but they're 0 for 3. They've left 3 big points on the board there. Kansas 7 of 8 from the free throw line.
I see this as an absolute win if the Roos can get some points here.
Absolutely. You go into this half down 12 or less, that is an absolute win if you're Kansas City.
And the shot clock is off here.
Yeah, Kansas City will get last shot. That's a huge deal. That foul allows Kansas City to get the last possession of the half.
Corsalt gets a screen here from Ngannou. He shoots, misses entirely. 2 seconds, 1. Puts it up, no good.
Nearly threw in an acrobatic shot, but it falls off the front of the rim.
The Roos showing some fight here as they are down 14, 44-30. Kansas City, as the Jayhawks will get the ball in the second half to start. Again, Dickinson really, at some points, has become a factor here for Kansas, but with that flagrant, he has to be careful because otherwise,
not just with the getting another flagrant, but with getting 2 more fouls. He's at 3 fouls on the day. He's got to make sure that he doesn't pick up that 4th one early in the second half.
Otherwise, it's trouble here for Kansas. We appreciate you guys listening to the first half here. We've still got about 20 more minutes of basketball. We've got a 15-minute break here. You guys go take
at least 20 minutes of basketball. You never know about overtime, Chris.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. At least
we get the Buffalo Wild Wings things out here, make some things go crazy. Get those commercials back in the day. Maybe something wild will happen. You're gonna have to stay tuned in the second half to listen.
About as wild as Peter Griffin on Fortnite, right, Jackson?
I knew that was coming in the broadcast somehow.
Well, fellas, folks who are listening, I should say. You guys go do what you got to do. Take out your dogs. Go get some dinner. You got 15 minutes here. We'll be right back. But you guys enjoy this little halftime break. Welcome back. 15 minutes have passed. We had to run up these stairs real quick because they're really nice.
Woo! A lot of stairs here at Allen Fieldhouse.
It is 44-30. Kansas City down by 14. Keeping this closer.
Closer than most thought, you know, and when it was 31-11, you're thinking to yourself, Cristian, oh boy, you know, here goes Kansas. They're going to go on one of these crazy runs, but Kansas City's done a good job to stay in it. Let's see what they can do here in the second half.
Kansas City has the ball here. It's going to be Corsalt. Gives it right out to Ngandu. They're just passing it out on the perimeter. Foss to Corsalt. Corsalt pushing it inside. Gives it to Foss. Foss for three. Oh, no good.
That's Brown for three.
Brown, my apologies. But no good either way, as Dickinson will get that rebound for Kansas. As we see McCullough now with the ball. And who they're going to call that foul on? It's going to be called on Kansas City. Yep, going to be on Mukeba. Second foul.
Carson Batters in the chat saying, glad to hear your sweet voices again.
We appreciate you, Carson.
Thank you very much. We're glad you stuck around. And
truly our biggest fan out there.
One of our favorites in the chat every single day.
As DeJuan gets it to McCullough. No good. Rebound by Kansas City. That's Jamar Brown with the rebound.
Does a great job of contesting at the rim after being beat initially.
As Foss for three. No good again.
Well short. It was on the line. That's one that he's going to want back, excuse me.
As they're going to give it outside to Dickinson for three. No good. Rebound by Kopp.
Kansas City forcing a couple stops. Now, can they turn that into points?
Kopp has the ball. As Ngandu's going to warm up here. Gets a screen from Mukeba. Kopp looking still. Gives it inside to Foss. Foss gives it to Mukeba. Looking to go inside. Oh, airballs it.
It got blocked. Dickinson got a paw on it.
Adams looking to push inside. Tipped.
Good defense by Kansas City. Both sides so far to start the second half. Done a pretty good job on the defensive side of the ball.
What a catch there by on the baseline. Guy caught it with that Spider-Man-like instinct as Mukeba heads straight to the bench after getting a second foul.
You're going to have floor seats at a basketball game. You better not be on your phone. Be ready for that to come at you at all times.
Trust me, we know that.
We know that. We've been down that road a few times. Luckily, tonight we're up top, and unless something crazy happened, no ball.
Ooh, puts it up. What a great pass.
It'll be an and one opportunity for Kansas. What a great play off of the inbound. Able to put it up and chance of a three-point play here for the first points of the second half.
Looking at the points from halftime. Looks like Corsalt and Foss are leading the pack. 8 points for Foss. 7 points for Corsalt. Meanwhile, for Kansas, the leading scorer has been Kevin McCullough with 18 points. As the shot's no good for Kansas. As they need to get this ball out quick. Corsalt has it.
Something to note, Cristian, they changed one of Hunter Dickinson's fouls, so instead of 3, he now sits at 2. That will matter down the stretch.
As Kopp has the ball here for Kansas City. Gets a screen. Shots up. No good again. As now Kansas will tip it.
Get it back somehow. Kopp
for three. Oh, he couldn't cook. And the foul is going to go to the way of Kansas City. As the ball.
I mean, and Cristian, Kansas City will retain possession here, but Anderson Kopp just uncharacteristically not shooting the ball well tonight from 3, even on open looks. They're going to need their leader to start hitting these shots if they want to get back in it.
Corsalt to Kopp. Kopp looking. Defended there by El Marco Jackson. Trying to push it in. Lays it up. Good.
And the foul. Anderson Kopp, just as I called upon his name, goes to the paint, said, you know what, I'm not shooting well from the three-point arc tonight. I'm going to go inside, force the contact, get it to fall, and now a chance at a three-point play for one of the better free throw shooters in the Summit League, Anderson Kopp.
And now we see Jason Petty come in for Foss. Petty, the rookie, essentially.
True freshman. Imagine being a true freshman in one of your first 10 games at Allen Fieldhouse. That is what Jason Petty's reality is right now. As Kopp's free throw is good, he converts the three-point play.
Down to 13 now, 46-33, 17:53 left in the second half. As now Kansas will start off with the ball. Gives it right outside to KJ Adams. Gives it right out, looking. Gets it to McCullough. McCullough inside. Sends it out, looking.
Great ball movement by
Shots
Kansas.
up. Good.
Unselfish basketball out of Kansas right there. Passing it around to everybody until they finally got an open three in the corner, and now some full court press out of Kansas.
Marco Jackson with the three.
Kansas is able to break out of the full court press. Or excuse me, Kansas City.
And now how will Kansas City respond? Corsalt sends it outside to Petty. Petty with the three. No good. Rebound by Kansas City. That's Ngandu.
How about the guts, though, from Petty to take a three in this environment, his first seconds on the floor. I love the way that he wasn't afraid of
Ngandu to Petty. Petty looking. Gives it right back to Ngandu. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Shots up. No good again. As KJ Adams with the rebound. Give it inside the Hunter Dickerson, and he puts it up. Taking advantage of the defense, and now it's 51-33. Now this game.
Got to respond if you're Kansas City. So far, Kansas City's had a response every time Kansas went to go put it away.
Petty gets it to Corsalt. Corsalt looking to push it inside. Shots up. Good.
Pretty move by Cristian Corsalt.
Step back fadeaway is good from Corsalt from the left side. And now Kansas has the ball. Dickinson gives it right back out. Looking, shoots. Good.
Easy. That's way too easy of a look to give Kansas.
Marco Jackson responding there quickly for the Jayhawks. And now Kansas City with possession.
It feels like Kansas City has to work so hard for every basket they get, but on the other end, Kansas just getting wide open looks consistently. Kansas City got to do something different defensively here.
Ngandu, foul called on Dickinson.
Great job by Jeff Ngandu to fake that, force the foul, and now Hunter Dickinson has 3 fouls. So now he's going to have to start playing a little careful as we hit our first media timeout of the second half. 15:45 to go. Kansas up 53-35.
Carson's asking, how many, have you seen any Roo fans? We've seen plenty of Roo fans
A lot
tonight.
of Roo fans in here.
You'd be shocked. I see plenty from just looking to my left and then not looking much to my right, but looking left and behind me, a lot of Roo fans near our section. So we're happy that the Roos are showing
And
up
I gotta
here.
give a shout out to 2 Roos fans that made the trip from the RooTV crew. Natalie Adams and Joshua Cunningham are here. We got to meet up with Josh at halftime. Everyone having a great time here. It is rowdy Roos here tonight, even though it is a packed field house with Kansas fans. And Gandu's free throw is good.
And meanwhile, also Zach Gunter,
Yes.
works for Roo News, also here. And we just shout out to you guys and shout out to all the
Basketball teams behind us. You know,
fans and just
our section, we got a lot of Roos behind us. So
as the second shot for Gandu is good. As we're going to see Kansas take this ball, is DeJuan here with possession. Looking. Trying to get something going here. Kansas giving it outside. There's no Dickinson either on the court, so got to take advantage of that height-wise as DeJuan gives it to KJ. No good.
great defense there, and you're right, Christian, with the 3 fouls now. Dickinson's going to sit for a while. This is Kansas City's opportunity to potentially draw this back within single digits.
Petty has the ball here for Kansas City. Gives it right to Brown. As now Corsalt has it. Gives it to Kopp. Kopp asking for a screen from Ngandu. Is going to get it.
Good screen.
Double team. Gives it to Petty. Petty looking. Step back. Shoots. Good. Jason Petty. Jinx knock on wood as Petty with a great shot there. And now Kansas with an opportunity to respond.
Got to get a stop here for Kansas City.
Gives it outside of McCullough.
Find a way.
McCullough, the leading scorer here for Kansas. Sending inside to Brown. Brown trying to get it outside to Jackson. Jackson right back to McCullough. McCullough, step back, shoots. Good.
Tough shot. And that's what Kansas they have. They have guys who can make tough, contested shots.
Corsalt taking advantage of the sleepy Kansas defense and gets fouled. And now we're going to see Corsalt.
And that's kind of how Kansas City's defense looked in the first half a couple of times, Christian, where they just didn't get back in time. But that's super uncharacteristic for a Bill Self team. I'm sure he's not going to be very happy. You know those clips of him where they pan to him during March Madness and his face is about as beat as a red tomato. His first free throw is no good.
But still, another chance here for Cristian Corsalt as they're going to see Brown and Ngandu head straight to the bench. Meanwhile, Cameron Foss and Alan Mukeba will head onto the court. Petty going to stay on here for Kansas City. Second shot. Good. 55-40. Kansas City down by 15. 14:21 left in the second half. DeJuan has the ball here for the Jayhawks. Goes right out to Adams. Adams with possession. Gives it to DeJuan. DeJuan trying to go inside. Puts it up. No good. Rebound by Kansas City. That's Anderson Kopp there.
And here comes a big possession for Kansas City. You get a stop. Can you convert it into points on the other end right now?
Gets a screen from Mukeba. Shoots the three. Oh, no good. Rebound by Mukeba, though. Mukeba pushing it inside. Good. Showing some finesse in the paint.
That is a grown man move from Alan Mukeba. Muscles in for that offensive rebound and puts it back up and in. And that's something he probably can't do if Dickinson's in the game.
McCullough shoots. No good. It's going to stay with. It's going to stay.
The same is going to stay with Kansas. Kansas City is not agreeing with that call.
They are not happy campers as they think Kansas touched it last, but either way, we're going to see Kansas.
But it's a big call. I mean, imagine possession going to Kansas City there with a chance to cut it to 10. That is a big call. But the refs keep it with the Jayhawks.
Furphy gives it to DeJuan from the baseline. Gives it out to Furphy. Furphy to McCullough. McCullough back to Furphy. The Australian gives it right back inside. And they're going to call a foul on Kansas City. Going to call it on Petty. First foul for him. As we're going to see Babacar Diallo come in for Petty. Babacar, who's been great defensively, is trying to produce here offensively. Let's see if he can make that happen. Kansas has the ball now. Giving it to DeJuan. DeJuan looking to push it inside. Lays it up. No good. Rebound by Foss.
Opportunity for Kansas City here to cut it to just 10.
Corsalt send it outside of Diallo. Diallo with the three. Oh!
Foul down low. Who is this on? Looks like it's on the Roos.
And Mukeba apologizing to McCullough. Third foul on Mukeba.
Yeah, he's going to have to get a little clean now. It's getting to the point to where it's you're getting a little bit of foul trouble, same as Hunter Dickinson right now, where he's at 3. You've got to avoid getting that fourth before, you don't want to get that fourth before the 5-minute mark.
DeJuan has the ball here for the Jayhawks. Gives it to Adams. Adams looking to push inside, lays it up. No good again.
Kansas City with another opportunity. They've played solid on the defensive side, but they
Turnover.
And here comes problems.
And Mukeba, down he goes as the Jayhawks have an advantage. No good again.
And Kansas isn't taking advantage of Kansas City's mistakes. They're leaving them in it, and the worst thing you can give an underdog
Foss
is
from 3. Oh!
Cameron Foss from downtown.
And the Roos are down by 10. 55-45.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a 10-point game here in Lawrence at the Phog. 55-45 after that Cameron Foss deep 3. Don't go anywhere. We might just have some magic brewing here tonight in the Phog.
Jackson, the Roos down by 10.
Kansas has made too many mistakes. They've left Kansas City in it, and all of a sudden, you look up, it's a 10-point game with plenty of time to play. Anything can happen.
Furphy gives it to McCullough. McCullough right back down for Furphy. Furphy trying to pass it from the perimeter. Brown puts it up to Dickinson. Dickinson to Adams. Adams puts it up. Good. KJ Adams responds. As the Roos down by 12 now.
Strong move from KJ Adams there. Got inside, took the contact. No foul, but still some significant contact. Was able to put it in.
As Corsalt has the ball here for the Roos. Trying to go inside, puts it up.
No
Can't
ball
respond.
There was a lot of contact, no
Adams
ball.
to Furphy. Furphy lays it up. No good. Rebound by Mukeba.
Really, really impressive rebound by Mukeba, too. He was late running in on the play and was able to come down with it strongly. That's what Menzies prides his team on, is rebounding, and boy, has it paid dividends at times here tonight.
Fox gives it to Kopp here as the Roos have the ball. Gives it to Mukeba. Mukeba shoots it. Oh, in and out. Little toilet roll there.
Would have been a big shot for Kansas City to bring it back to 10. Now they've got to lock in on the defensive side.
McCullough gives it right to Dickinson. Dickinson shoots. It's good.
There's a reason he was on just about everybody's preseason All Big 12 first team. Hunter Dickinson is unbelievable. Had that great career at Michigan, transfers over here to Kansas.
Arguably one of the best centers in the nation.
You could argue he's a top 5 player in college basketball right now. He is just as good in person on TV, I can tell you that.
Petty gives it to Mukeba, and a ball's going to be possession Kansas as McCullough gives it to Furphy. Furphy shoots. Good. And now the Jayhawks on a run.
If I'm Marvin Menzies, I consider using the timeout on my own here. Don't let this one get out of hand.
And another, well, looks like another turnover. Shoot from Corsalt. Good. Corsalt responds.
It's a big shot from Corsalt because it was nearly a turnover. It turns into a jumper, and Kansas comes out of the timeout on fire, but Kansas City able to get one basket there as we're going to head to another timeout. 62-47. Kansas leads with 10:23 to play.
We are back from the break. Kansas up 62-47 against Kansas City. 10:23 left.
Yeah,
Kansas City with one timeout left.
Kansas goes on a really quick 7-0 run after the previous timeout, but a nice jumper from Corsalt was able to end that run. And Marvin Menzies said, let's talk about this. I don't want this game getting out of hand. The Roos have played better than a lot of people thought they would tonight. They have a chance. You don't want to blow it.
Stapleton and Petty in here for Kansas City. So is Ngandu, as you see Foss and Brown as well on the court. As Kansas will have the ball here. Dickinson has it, gives it to Dewan. Dewan looking to send it inside, does so against Dickinson, puts it up. Not that easy, but
my goodness.
Miscommunication.
just can't happen. Hunter Dickinson
Cross streams there.
with a rare miss, and two guys battle for the rebound on Kansas City and hit it out of bounds. It's happened a couple times this season. It happened against SEMO this past Thursday, and it just can't. Yeah, I know a lot of guys are aggressive. They want to go get the rebound. That's a good thing at times, but
Ooh, and a layup there. Looked like he was going to slam it, but just a light little feather touch as KJ Adams puts it down.
And that's the second time, Cristian, that they've run that play, and Kansas City was none the wiser that time. They didn't look like they had any idea what was coming.
RT Stapleton has the ball, gives it to Petty. Petty loses control, gets fouled. It's going to be KJ Adams there.
Third on Adams. Something to monitor. 9:35 to go.
As it's going to be interesting to see how Ngannou messes with Dickinson. Dickinson with 3 fouls already. I know there's less than 10 minutes left, but you can still get him out.
You get Dickinson that fourth foul here, and things really start to change. This game has been completely different with and without him on the court. Kansas City with him on the court hasn't been very good. Without him on the court, that's when we've seen most of their success.
Stapleton looking, shaking off the defenders, lays it up. Good.
Ortiz Stapleton said the backboard is overrated. Let me just hang this up in the air, let it fall in. Nice basket for the Roos.
Dickinson has the ball here for the Jayhawks. Gives it right out to DeJuan. DeJuan Harris gives it to Adams. Adams puts it up, gets fouled. And the act of shooting going to be called on Ngannou, as we might see DeJuan take some shots here.
Yeah, definitely a
From the
shooting.
charity stripe.
Yeah, definitely a shooting foul. We'll see 2 shots from the line here from Kansas. I don't hate it, though. Make them earn the shots. In the first half, we saw Kansas City getting beat on the defensive side. They just weren't being physical enough. And there's something to be said about being physical in the paint. Think back to even those Bulls teams. Everyone talks about Jordan, but what they don't talk about is the first free throw is
good.
What they don't talk about a lot is how physically dominant Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen were down low. That's what good basketball teams do. You have to make your opponent feel uncomfortable, even if at sometimes it's going to lead to free throws.
Second shot there. No good. Rebound by Kansas City. Showing off some of that volleyball love there. As Stapleton has the ball here for the Roos. Shout out to who, Jackson?
Oh, no, I was going to say shout out to our student section for yelling there and making him miss the free throw.
Stapleton gets a screen there from Ngannou. Sends it right back out to Petty. Petty looking, gives it inside to Ngannou. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Gets it right out to Phog. Phog for the 3. Ooh, air ball, but...
Put it up. Shot clock hasn't reset. Throw it up.
Oh, my goodness. I thought it was going to go in, but it didn't. That was Petty with the last second shot. But it's going to go right to Kansas as KJ Adams gets fouled. Tried to put it up there, but could not, as he's going to go back to the line.
16th foul on the Roos. That's something that we're going to have to monitor. Approaching bonus time for Kansas, and what you can't do if you're Kansas City is put them in the double bonus. Kansas, pretty solid free throw shooting team.
As the first shot here for the Jayhawks is good. KJ Adams, another huge get here for Bill Self and his coaching staff. As we're going to see a substitution here for Kansas City. We're going to see Evan Colley come in and Cobb as Petty heads straight to the bench. And Ngannou is going to head straight to the bench as well.
Kansas shooting 51% from the field and 75% from the charity stripe. It has been a very efficient night for them.
As the second shot from Adams is no good. Showing, it's going to go right to Kansas City as it hit the leg. I believe that's Nicholas Timberlake.
I'm really surprised there was no call there. It looked like Timberlake was getting grabbed, and the fans kind of were like, what the heck? Why is there no whistle?
Man. If only they called that on MBS.
But the replay, you look at it from the replay, and it looked pretty good. Like a pretty clean box out. Just an odd-looking rebound.
Evan Colley gives it to Cobb. Cobb fakes a shot, looking to go inside. He has some open men. Gives it right to Brown. Brown defended well by DeJuan Harris, one of the best defenders in the nation. Brown looking, shoots. And no good. In and out.
Seen that multiple times tonight with the Roos. Good looks go in and out.
And now, and one there from Kevin McCullough. As now they'll have a chance to take it up to 20.
We will head to a timeout. Kansas is starting to pull ahead yet again, 68-49 with 7:55 to play.
We are back from the break. On the court for Kansas City. Stapleton there with Kopp, Foss, Brown, and even Colley. As we're going to see Kevin McCullough, a guy who was going to go to the draft last season, decided to come back for one more season with KU.
And that might pay dividends. He has really looked good tonight. He's looked good this season. And he might just up his draft stock now this year.
As the shot there is good. 69 to 49.
Think about last year, Cristian. Grady Dick was kind of the main guy here at Kansas. And now without Dick, McCullough has an opportunity, even though Hunter Dickinson's here, to really be a leader and really raise his draft stock. And not just raise his draft stock, but potentially lead Kansas to a Final Four.
Ooh, turnover there by McCullough. Shots up, good. Smart play there by Foss to not foul him. As it's 71-49 now. Roos down by 22.
This is their biggest deficit of the day after they cut it to 10. It feels like Kansas has just turned it up.
And Stapleton gives it right to Even Colley. Even Colley looking. Turd. It's going to be a travel or a foul call on Kansas. Oh, Dickinson.
That's Dickinson's fourth foul.
Tough foul there for Dickinson as he has his fourth.
I mean, at this point,
Keep him there, I guess.
At this point, you know, it is 71-49 Kansas, but it is something notable that Dickinson has picked up that foul.
Brown has the ball here for the Roos. Trying to get a screen. He sends it outside to Kopp. Kopp, well defended there. Looking. Might send it outside or push it inside. He's trying to choose. As he tries to put it up, gets fouled in the act of shooting.
Good job by Kopp forcing that contact and especially selling it. It might not have been the most contact in the world, but when you're going up in the paint, you got to make it look like you got hacked.
As we're going to see Anderson Kopp take some shots here from the free throw line. Jackson again, 71-49. What are the plans here for Kansas City if you want to get back into the game?
I mean, the way that they got his first free throw is good. The way they got back into this game originally after going down 20 was that Kansas City finally started getting defensive stops, and then they went down the other end and started hitting their open looks that they've really been getting all day. As Kopp's second free throw is good. If they can just string together a couple stops, get a couple of baskets to fall, all of a sudden it goes from 20, you get this back close to 10, it feels like a different game down the stretch if you're able to do that.
DeJuan Harris has the ball here for the Jayhawks. Gives it right outside. Just gives it to Kevin McCullough. Gives it to Jackson. Jackson looking to go inside. Steps it out. Shoots. No good. Rebound there by Anderson Kopp.
Big rebound by Kopp. He got up there and made a play. Looks like he got whacked in the face. Seems he's okay. And there's it. You know, that's how it starts, Cristian. You get a stop. Now can you convert it into points on the other end? We need complementary basketball.
Corsalt gives it to Kopp. Kopp defended there by Kevin McCullough. Gives it to Foss. Foss for the three. Good.
There you go. Defense leads to offense. Timeout on the floor. See who called it. And the Roos.
With the last timeout.
We'll use the timeout here. 71-54. 6:21 to go. Kansas City does not have a timeout, but a quick 5-0 run for the Roos. Maybe, just maybe, Cristian, they're going to fight their way back into this thing yet again. I mean, it's been a game where Kansas gets up, they look like they're going to pull away, and then Kansas City kind of claws back in. Now, they haven't gotten all the way back, but they for sure have caused Kansas some trouble here tonight.
Are you telling me there's a chance?
I'm telling you right now, with 6:21, that there is a chance. The Roos could possibly pull this off. It would take a very, very, very good stretch of defense and shooting. But it's not impossible. College basketball's full of wacky things. It could definitely happen. That quick 5-0 run is definitely a good sign. And Hunter Dickinson, it has to be emphasized. Dickinson with those 4 fouls. If he's to pick up another foul, Cristian, Kansas City has been so much better with him off the court tonight than when he's on the court. His presence alone has caused so many problems for Kansas City. When he's off the floor, that's when we've seen the Roos' best offense.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see who Coach Menzie puts on the court. Because, again, it seems like guys like Foss, even guys like Kopp are just shooting well. Jamar Brown really needs to warm up here for Kansas City. Because you get Jamar Brown, Foss, and Kopp shooting well from the three-point line. And even at the mid-range area, that's how you start chipping away. And, you know, if you chip away at a stone, you might get a masterpiece. Yeah. So we'll see what Kansas City does here. We're going to stay here for a moment as the timeout's going to be done.
I'll say this. Regardless if Kansas City wins or loses this game tonight, they've gotten a lot of people's attention. People have looked at this around the Summit League, I guarantee you, and said, wow, that team just went into Allen Fieldhouse and never backed down. The entirety of this game up until this point, and I don't expect them to at this point either, but
Never back down, never what,
yeah,
Jackson?
never give up, right?
Yeah.
And it looks like they're about to put together a full 40 minutes where they really never made life comfortable on Kansas. Regardless win or loss, that's something that going into conference play, Menzies and this team can hang their hat on.
Jackson has the ball here for the Jayhawks. Gives it right outside to Timberlake. Timberlake just gives it to DeJuan Harris. Looking to give it to Timberlake. Timberlake to McCullough. McCullough looking to push inside. 3 seconds left. Shoots. Doesn't beat the clock. Rebound by Corsalt.
So there's another stop for Kansas City. Can they make something of this? They have to make these possessions count whenever they're able to get a stop.
Gets a screen from Cobb. He's asking for a screen here as well. He's trying to shake off his defender, who's DeJuan. Gives it right to Cobb. Cobb switches.
Trying to back his defender down.
Looking. Puts it up.
And
And one!
Anderson Kopp forces the contact. He'll head to the free throw line, and he's fired up. And all of a sudden, the Roos have a little bit of life yet again.
And we're going to see KJ Adams come in for Timberlake as Kopp is showing off his veteran kind of just play in general. I was trying to find a good word.
Yeah,
but I think just veteran plays. Yeah, veteran presence, you know.
Kopp's free throw.
Good.
8-0 run, Kansas City. Just when you think Kansas is going to run away, Kansas City continues to fight back and force this to be a little bit uncomfortable here for Jayhawk fans in the Phog.
Jackson gives it right to DeJuan. DeJuan gives it right inside to KJ Adams. And that's why you bring in KJ Adams. Woo! That man has some hops. Looking like a kangaroo there, honestly.
And stoppage of play.
Oh, looks like somebody dropped something.
See what happened there, but Kansas City was already past midcourt whenever they stopped the play. They were picking something up on the baseline that Kansas City inbounded the basketball on. I don't know what happened, but nonetheless, it'll stay with the Roos. 73-57, 5:07. A lot of sevens up there on the board right now.
Hey, you know what that means? Because Corsalt has the ball here for the Roos. Corsalt. Ooh, loses control.
Good read by Hunter Dickinson of Kansas. Made a nice play. It's desperation time for Kansas City. They got
Dickinson inside to KJ, fouled in the act of shooting. It's going to be Corsalt there. And KJ Adams has been the X factor here for the Jayhawks. He's really showed off his athleticism and just his vertical jump. An athletic freak, you might say, taking advantage of the Roos defense inside the paint, as we're going to see KJ Adams take some shots here. It's the first one. It's good.
And, you know, that's something that Kansas, even though that they've fooled around a little bit tonight and they haven't been the best Jayhawk version that they would like to be, it's something that they can say that they had a good night at is free throw shooting. Kansas City, not horrible from the line, 64% after a slow start.
13 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists for KJ Adams. Make it 14. Jayhawks 75, KC 57.
The Jayhawks now 13 of 16, or excuse me, 12 of 16 from the line.
Corsalt gets it right out to Phog. Phog for the three again. Good!
And one!
A 4-point play opportunity here for the Roos.
You don't see that very often. I don't recall that happening once this season for Kansas City. 3-point shooter getting fouled and converting, a chance at a 4-point play. And Cameron Foss, can't say enough about him. Big stage and all, he has come to play. He has been phenomenal for the Roos.
As we look at Foss, he's had 17 points.
6 of 9 shooting, 5 of 7, Christian, from beyond the arc. It has been a big night.
Call the firefighters, because this man's on fire.
Got to put him out, but hopefully not. We need him.
No, we need that torch blazing.
18 for Cameron Foss. He leads the Roos in scoring here tonight. And what happened?
Oh, it's going to go crazy.
Oh, Roos are getting it back. I don't know what happened.
Oh, man. Looks like, could it be that Omarco? Yeah, Omarco stepped in and out.
Wow, a big mental mistake for Kansas. And Bill Self is going to call a timeout to presumably get things straight over there on the Kansas huddle.
Again, the Roos. I don't know how they're doing it, but they're keeping this game close. And that's enough. Enough said, as Stan Lee would say, as Kansas up 75, KC up 61, 4:37 left, 2 timeouts left for the Jayhawks. Thank you guys for listening to RooTV's call of Kansas City versus Kansas, as we're here at Allen Fieldhouse. We'll be right back after the short break. We are back from the break as the Roos will have the ball now. Corsalt gives it to Foss. Foss giving it right to Brown. Brown to Corsalt. They're going to slow it down here momentarily. As Corsalt's looking, trying to put it up, does so. And one! Another and one opportunity for the Roos as Corsalt goes up, puts up the rebound, and he's going to have a chance to make it a 3-point play.
I mean, this game has been one of the wackiest, crazy games I've ever seen. Every time it feels like Kansas is about to just blow this thing out of the water, Kansas City comes out and just has an answer. They're taking every punch. It's truly been an inspirational performance out of them that Marvin Menzies, I know he's going to be proud of it. It's down to 11, folks. An 11-point game, 75-64. Kansas up, 4:22 to play.
And that's something to know. El Marco going to the bench with Johnny Furphy, the Australian kid, getting some minutes here for the Jayhawks. As
Looks like Casey's gone into a bit of a zone.
As now Dewan has the ball, looking to lay it up, trying to pass it, and it's going to be out. It's going to go out. It's going to be KC ball.
Out on Dickinson, and some Kansas fans not too pleased with that.
And
There's
I
some
saw
frustration here in the Allen Fieldhouse out of the Jayhawk faithful. They know that, earlier this season they played a game that they would say is too close with Eastern Illinois, and they probably feel the same here tonight.
as Corsalt with the three.
Oh, Booyah! It's down to single digits. Timeout, Kansas. 3:50 to play. We are down to single digits here at Allen Fieldhouse for the first time since the first 5 minutes of the game.
Folks, if whoever's listening, go get someone. This game is close. 3:50 left. One timeout left for Kansas. 75-67. Go get someone. Let's bring this stream up because
wow. I mean,
Kansas City is putting
they
up a
don't
fight.
die. They just don't die. Every time it feels like Kansas City is out of this thing, they have an answer. I don't understand how this has happened. I mean, this is unbelievable.
They don't hear no bell. They did not hear no bell.
Hey, as Geno Smith would say, they wrote them off. They didn't write back. This has been a phenomenal effort. Don't go anywhere. We've got a fantastic finish coming your way from the Allen Fieldhouse.
Hello, guys. Welcome back. 75-67, Roos. Down by 8. Kansas with the ball. DeJuan has it. Gives it to, McCullough. Faked the shot. He was going to take it, but just gives it to DeJuan. DeJuan asking for a screen. Gets it. They're going to call this foul on whom?
Looks like off-ball foul on Kansas City.
It's going to be on Ngandu, I think.
Which will send Kansas to the free throw line. Third on Ngandu.
Again, Dickinson going to take some shots here. One of the best shooters as a big.
Yeah, and you'll find in college basketball for sure. It hasn't been a huge night for him, and yet he has 12 points, 9 boards, and 2 assists.
As the shot is good.
In. It's a big shot for Kansas.
As they are down.
If he misses that, that's the front end of a 1-and-1. He would have gotten another free throw, and Kansas City would have had the ball down 8.
But now a second shot opportunity here for Hunter Dickinson from Michigan. Comes to Kansas. Hyped up as one of the best players in the nation. And gets the second shot there. Roos down by 10.
Hunter Dickinson at 4 fouls. I would attack him here if I'm Kansas City. Get him out of this game if you can.
As we see Ngandu head to the bench, and Mukeba will head here. Gives it to Mukeba, actually. Mukeba looking to go inside. Gives it to Jamar. Jamar lays it up. No good.
It's been a tough night for Jamar. It has not been how he's played most of this season. He's been one of the better offensive players.
To KJ Adams. KJ Adams puts it up. No good. Puts it up again. And one. With 3 minutes left. Now the Jayhawks are responding.
Yeah, that's just how this game's gone. It's been back and forth. KU will go on a run. The Jayhawks will grab a big lead. And then out of nowhere, here comes the Roos, and they'll make sure that they don't fall out of it. But right now, time is of the essence if you're the Roos. If this free throw goes through, you're down 13.
There's a shot by KJ Adams with 16 points. Is no good.
So it'll stay a 12-point game.
And now Corsalt heading down the court quickly. Gives it to Kopp. Kopp gives it to Foss. Foss gives it to Kopp again. Kopp looking. Gives it to Corsalt. Looking to go inside. Gives it to Brown.
Kansas City's running a little wild right now. I'd like to see him slow it down just a tad, get set.
Be a little professional here. As Brown loses possession. DeJuan gives it to Furphy. Furphy, good.
It's been a tough night for Jamar Brown. And it's just so unfortunate because he's been such a great player this season for Kansas City. Tonight has just not been his night. He's a team worst, plus minus negative 15.
Kopp has the ball here. Double team there. Gives it to Foss. Foss loses control. And now Kansas City losing control. And there you go. As Kansas responding quickly and slowly. They're chipping away at this 10-point deficit.
The problem is if you're Kansas City, you don't have a timeout left. It's the loudest the stadium's been all night. People getting up, 83-67. If you're Kansas City, every possession feels like it's a must score.
Can the Roos silence this crowd? As Corsalt gives it to Foss. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. They need to make something happen here. As Corsalt, no good. Kansas City now playing very sloppy.
Yeah, it's just been a really poor effort. I would say a poor execution outside of the timeout. They got it down to 8, and now Kansas doing what great teams do, putting it away. Minute 22 to go. This one looks like Jayhawks have it.
They're going to take the win as Adams puts it up again. And this is why Kansas is one of the best teams in the nation. When they hear some resilience, they are able to respond.
10-0 run for Kansas in the last 2:18 to put this thing away. Kansas City had a shot. They were down 8 with about 3 minutes to go.
No good. Again, Kansas City, they're playing a little rushed as Kopp's shot is good. Oh, and Kopp is down.
That's even worst case scenario than losing this game is losing Kopp here, and you just hope nothing serious happened. He fell to the ground. Take a look at the replay right now. Try not to speculate on anything.
Oh, man, yeah, he's holding his leg.
Gosh, man, that's just such a tough break.
As Kopp is being looked at by the Kansas City athletic medical staff.
See if he can walk off under his own power. Oh, man.
This is not good as he's needing the help of two of the folks here in Kansas City. But glad that he's at least up and walking on his feet. They're going to look at him more closely here as he's going to head straight to the bench. As we're going to see Tyler Andrews Petty come onto the court as well. As this game is more than over, but again, Kansas City showing some fight. As we're going to see, obviously, the Jayhawks milk this clock down.
Chance breaking out here. KU fans might have gotten a little frightened here late in this one, but they're able to hang on. Three-pointer up. No good.
Rebound by the Jayhawks. And now this game is clearly more than over.
But if you're Kansas City, I feel like you have to feel fine coming out of this. As long as Anderson Kopp's health is okay, of course. 85-69 to the number 2 team in the country. You hung in there. Past the corner, three-pointer, Kansas, bang.
And now 19. Kansas just knows how to get on these runs. As the shot's no good. As now we're going to see them extend this lead to 20.
Wow, they're going to just dribble it out. Classy move by the Jayhawks not to throw it in there, and that'll do it.
The Jayhawks 88, Kansas City 69. A good game here from KC as they showcase that they can keep up with teams like Kansas.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, number 2 team in the country. Kansas knows they've got a lot of things to work on, right? If they go into Big 12 and if they go into Big 12 play and they make the mistakes that they made here tonight against Kansas City, it's not going to be pretty for them this season. They've got to tighten up. And if you're the Roos, I love how no matter how bad it looked, no matter how much it looked like they were just going to get throttled and roll off the floor tonight, they found a way to stay competitive throughout. Being down single digits with just 3 minutes left, it's something that, yeah, you don't want moral victories, I get it, but it's a big moment, and I think the program can take this and use it as a positive going forward.
Yeah, and again, it's good that Kansas City at least showed some fight because some other teams in mid-majors, they would have gotten down by 50 here.
I mean, you think about it, this game got to 31-11. I think everyone in here is thinking, oh man, Kansas is about to blow the roof off. And then Kansas City they found a way to stay through it. It shows resilience, it shows toughness. I'm excited to see what Kansas City does going forward. I thought it was a good effort tonight. And for Kansas, they escape with a W. You avoid the non-conference loss. Good win for them. They had some big performances out of guys like DeJuan Harris and McCullough Jr. They'll be fine. Got to tighten up on some things. But overall, I think both sides have something they can leave here and feeling good about.
And they will host Mizzou.
Big game.
This upcoming week as the Tigers are going to face off against the Jayhawks in the Border Wars. You might call this a little sneak peek of the Border Wars as Kansas City facing off the Jayhawks I-70 series, however you want to call it. 88-69, the Roos at one point down by 8, but unable to keep up with one of the best teams in the nation. But we appreciate you guys listening.
Oh, yes.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for everyone who's been listening to us call this fantastic game. We'll see you soon as Kansas City will look to get things straightened out. Hopefully we're going to see if Anderson Kopp is okay, but either way, thank you for listening. This is Cristian Martinez.
I'm Jackson Ogden.
Thank you for listening to RooTV. Roo up.